Oh, you're a tight bastard, aren't you? Really? Right. 2 seconds. So I will start now, and then you can go first. Because I haven't even written down the games I've played or anything yet, so... That's fair. Ugh. Hang on, I can't hear. Apparently, for some reason, it's not recording you guys. Can you talk again?
Hello,
Testing,
hello,
testing,
hello,
1,
hello,
2,
hello,
3,
hello,
blah, blah, blah,
hello.
blah.
Oh, that's better. That's better. Now it's streaming you guys. For some reason, it wasn't doing it. I don't know why. So sorry for that. For the people who are on the live stream and could only hear one side of the conversation, the other guys are now here.
That's all right. There wasn't missing much. You just heard anything about my really, really poor ability to look after myself.
Well, that's just normal for you, isn't it, Dan?
I do all right half the time. The other half the time, it's plagued with bad decisions.
Right, so I've got no show notes, so I'm going to write my games down as Switch is talking, but I will still listen to you, Switch, so don't worry.
No worries.
Okay, are we ready?
All right.
Are we steady?
What's the order?
Order.
The order is, it's going to be Switch, where's Dan?
Hey.
All right?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Are you steady?
Yeah.
Better start recording, I suppose. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Hello and welcome to Mojo Radio, episode 430 for Sunday, the 3rd of September 2017. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamer tag Pierce on ID, Steam ID, Webby307. And joining me today is...
A fleeting visit, it's Sensei Switch.
Back again, Wes, aka Hench.
Hello, Cinema Dan. Woo.
How we doing?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
So, we didn't do a show last week, because I was moving house. We're now moved, the internet's up and running. Well, I got the internet installed the day I moved in. I got my priorities in order, so that's all good. Yeah, so I've been doing quite a little bit of gaming since we last did a recording, which is super cool. Yeah, so I also don't think I've officially announced on the podcast that I myself am away for expecting a baby.
Yay.
Hey.
Gaming time is gonna disappear.
So we'll sleep and
So-
money.
What you need is a one-handed game. That's all you need.
Or just a baby rocker that you can rock with your feet
Yeah.
while playing games.
So
Do they still sell those swings you used to just strap up on between a door frame and just the baby would just bounce up and down on the spring seat thing?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you still get them.
So I'm going to start looking for advice from our listeners on how they manage to keep their gaming mojo going with a baby.
I bet they haven't.
I think euthanasia will be the best one to ask for that.
Well, I've already spoken to Colin, and Colin said he pretty much gave up games for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a long time. You have a good backlog, though.
Yeah, that will probably affect the podcast, though, because obviously, yeah, I played nothing this week, mate. Yeah, guys, played nothing. And then I'll get really jealous hearing about you guys all talking about all the good latest games you've been playing. And
Don't let Luke. You can still edit, so it's fine.
yeah.
When's the
You'll be
baby
playing.
due?
22nd of December.
Oh, wow, that's soon.
Yeah, man.
It's like
That's
12 weeks.
That's a good way of cutting down the Christmas and birthday present expenditure.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, just roll the present into birthday and Christmas, and that's it. It's a cheap birthday, then, isn't it?
No, it don't work like that. My birthday's on the 19th of December, and I always made sure that I got birthday and then separate for Christmas.
Ah, Wezzy.
I know friends who used to just say like, "Oh, if I get like, I can just roll it all into one and get a bigger gift or bigger present rather than just like two separate things."
Well, I used to get games for a console that I didn't own for my birthday, and then I'd know I'm getting that for Christmas, but I'd be sat there with a week with games that I can't play because I haven't got a console yet.
Got in. Yeah, so I just want to welcome Dan217 and Colin Blake to the live stream chat. Hello. Just for our listeners who listen to the podcast in a normal way, we do live stream this on YouTube, on our Mojo YouTube channel every Sunday. It's usually at 7:30 or 8 PM. We're doing it at 8 PM tonight, running a little bit late. So apologies for that. Yeah. Anyway, baby names. I am hoping that Leon agrees to Marcus.
Or Cloud?
No, Cloud was out the window, so I think we're going to go for Marcus. Yeah. To be honest, if anyone has the name Cloud, they're going to get bullied at school, aren't they? Let's be honest here. So, you know. Anyway, I know Switch hasn't got a lot of time because he's got some people coming over and stuff. So, just tell us what you've been playing, Switch. We've not spoken to you for a little while now.
Yeah, I've actually been playing a fair bit rather than just obviously being stuck to Final Fantasy all the time, which is nice because obviously the sort of like pre-expansion hype's all sort of over with, and it's now just back into sort of like daily routines and stuff while we wait for the new content. So I've been sort of flexing my gaming muscles on different franchises. Might as well hop over to one of them that I might have actually slagged it off the last time I was on the podcast, maybe. Or at least sort of like got a bit pissed off with the business model behind it, and that is Fortnite.
Mate, I still don't believe you actually bought this game since it's coming out for free next year. You are nuts. You really, really are. Why would you do that?
No, I got it on the Xbox One, actually.
Okay, cool.
And strangely enough, from what I gathered after I picked it up, it actually runs better on the Xbox One out of the two machines. I don't know whether it's actually changed since then, which probably isn't going like to say a lot, to be honest, because it has performance issues at times.
Well, it is still in beta, isn't it? So
yeah, with it being an open beta, but yeah, I had like, well, whatever. But yeah, I had money left on like a store credit card thing, and like it only ended up costing me £10, and the fact that it was a physical copy was what sort of swayed me to have a bit more. But yeah,
copy already.
It's a physical. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, that's right.
I can't believe they're doing that now.
yeah, I know. Physical copy of a beta. I mean, that's fucking nuts. And what's even more nuts is you fucking bought it, you nut job.
Like I say, it only cost me £10 anyway, and you get roughly, I'd say, at least £30 odd worth of sort of like microtransaction-y sort of packs and stuff with it. So it's basically almost like just buying the microtransactions. But yeah, this is Epic Games. They've been working on this for ages. Yeah. Actually, I've just looked on the back of the box and seen who's published this, and now I fully understand why this has come out in a weird old shit show. It's Gearbox.
Can I just? I just want to say another game that's come out that's a shit show is Cliffy B's latest game, isn't it?
So
I wouldn't say it was a shit show. It was more of a good game, but there just isn't enough room in the market for
Well, let's just say
so many of those kinds to survive.
it's dropped down now. Its peak on Steam is 500 players.
Wow.
That is
I think
fuck all.
That is
I
dead.
think it's down to under a couple of hundred regular players now.
That's nothing,
That is
mate. It's
dead.
not enough at all.
It's a shame because it's a really well-made game and everything, and like it was perfectly fine. I know people who played it and really enjoy it. It's so hard to compete in a market where you've got so many of these types of games all vying for the same attention.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got Overwatch, which is like massively popular, like just sitting on the throne, as it were. That's not going to go for years because they're going to keep sort of like every now and again you're going to get a new character that will keep the hype going, and like a month after that you'll get a stage, or they'll bring out like a seasonal game mode or something. Anyway,
it's got esports back in as well, which always helps hype.
Sort of. I still don't understand esports, so I have no interest in it. It's just people playing games at the end of the day. It's not like someone running around the track like a proper athlete or something.
No, it's a bit boring to watch, I suppose.
Well, come on, these guys have got excellent highest coordination skills and giant thumbs. So
fair enough. If you can earn thousands and thousands of pounds doing that, fucking hats off to you. But yeah, this is obviously epic. They've been working on this for probably about 2 or 3 years, maybe even longer, actually. I think it was like they started work on it actually after, I think it was Gears of War 3. Like someone came up with the idea for it, apparently at a game jam, and they just sort of spitballed and kept rolling with it. And it's gone through various beta stages. But the long and the short is you're a group of people, up to 4 of you. You basically go onto a randomly generated map. You basically beat the crap out of all the scenery and loot loads of stuff, build a fort, and then defend it against like hordes of enemies.
What's the map size like?
Pretty decent, to be honest. It's an online-only game, so you're obviously always connecting to a server. And the slight issues I have with that in the fact are it takes ages to get into levels because it's obviously generating it in the background as you're loading in. Yeah. And at the moment, it suffers from hitching. Whenever someone sort of joins your game, you just lock up. Like your screen will freeze, but obviously your character's still moving around. So I've had it before where I've almost fallen off the edge of the map due to hitching, or being like suddenly come back and it's unfrozen and I'm getting wailed on by like husks, and you're like, cheers for that.
So is that map individually your map, and then you can allow people to join?
No. Basically, what it is you've got like these different zones. Each zone's like 4 characters level, like 1 to, I think the first zone's like 1 to 19, and then the second one will be 20 to 29. 39, and goes up like that. It's really good fun when it works properly and everything. I can see this being a really good fun free-to-play game for people. But it obviously does rely on a lot of free-to-play elements, like sort of like microtransaction-y card packs, which you can earn in-game over time, like doing daily challenges and other such things like that. I haven't even had a great deal of luck with a lot of the card packs. It's like the ones I'm opening now, I'm getting the same freaking heroes and weapons over and over again. So it's like making me think, like, I'm fucking glad I didn't spend any money on actual card packs properly, because I'm just getting the same shit, and I'd feel cheated and annoyed at that, to be honest. At the moment, they're running a sort of like Storm sort of weird special event, and unfortunately, they've pulled a bit of a Gears 4, and they're like, this event is only going to be running for a certain amount of time. So there's certain heroes, like hero cards and weapon cards, you can only earn during this event. And then obviously when the event finishes, you probably won't get to earn them again, which is a shitty practice as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. It's like you might be after getting a certain character or a certain weapon, and due to crappy RNG, you'll never get it. At least with the characters and weapons that are in the game already, you play the game long enough, they're eventually going to turn up. But if they're no longer available after an event finishes, that's a bit crap.
Is there a trading system in it or not?
No. You can, obviously, when you're in a game with other people, you can drop resources, because you'll basically go around, you'll smash up buildings for either like wood or stone or metal, and you'll make your shelters out of those.
Crafting materials.
Yeah, you'll be able to sort of like upgrade your wall to stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, so it can take more abuse. You've got like an on-the-fly editor, so you can literally say build a square wall in front of you, and then you can all of a sudden click on it and make a little door in it to walk through it, close the door behind you, and then seal the door shut again. And that won't cost you any extra resources. So you can constantly sort of like manipulate things you've built to a certain degree. And there's some pretty simple, easy designs to do to sort of create some forts. I've seen some really impressive like forts and things people have made. But because it's an online game, you occasionally get into matches where you'll end up with like some person just literally jerking off in the corner doing nothing, and will literally just turn up in your game, sit in the corner, just leeching off the end game XP and stuff that you get for completing the mission.
It's a common practice in these days, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Or basically people where it's like a mission will turn up in game to sort of like defend a crashed satellite or something, and you're the only person that actually bothers with it while everyone else is off fucking looking at daffodils or something. I don't know. That sort of thing can be frustrating, because some of the equipment I generally need to craft your weapons, because you make your weapons out of the cards you get in the game. You can like put these in a sticker book to get like XP, or you can like constantly keep leveling them up with these bonuses. So you can like level them up to 10, and then when you get like further on in the game, you can level them up to 2-star. So they'll then go up to 20, unlocking new abilities and making them stronger, more durable, that sort of thing. Because every weapon in the game is finite, so it will run out and break, and you will need to build something else. So I'd definitely say check it out when it goes free to play, because you can't really lose with a free to play, to be honest. It doesn't cost you anything. And for a game to play with people in co-op, it should be a good old laugh. And some of the later stages, when shit hits the fan and you're fending off like waves of 50, 60 enemies at a time, all just charging in front of you. You've got like obviously your different sort of units as well. You've got your standard shamblers. You've got ones that like throw bones at you, like this annoying bitch that throws her head at you constantly. And you've also got like these giant mist monster things that will just like charge you down and smash through your forts in like one hit if they're too sort of like shittily made, sort of a thing. Yeah, you'll need to obviously pretty much craft everything right down to your ammunition for your guns as well. So obviously going around and looking for stuff is pretty cool. And you can occasionally find some pretty cool stuff to sort of like out of random things. What was you going to say, Dan?
I'm just thinking that this is very similar to, all these very, very heavy online games these days. They're only as good as how they've been looked after by the developers.
Yes, I mean, this has actually been getting regular updates at least every other day. I seem to have a patch for it to sort of fix it. And I noticed they had added some new extra sort of like regular heroes to the game as well. You've got different hero types as well. You've got soldiers, which are obviously better at using weapons, and like they get offensive abilities like grenade and mini guns and stuff.
So,
they can put out.
The reason why I say this, it seems to me that the only way this game is going to fund itself is via these microtransactions.
True, yeah.
And the quality of them, as whether or not, I think the success of Overwatch says it all, really. Be interested to see exactly how much money people actually spend on Overwatch now.
I think it's a fair bit, because at the end of the day, Overwatch finally did something. They actually listened to their players on one aspect, because I remember when they did the first sports event, the Summer Games or whatever it was, you could only unlock those costumes for that period. And if you obviously missed out on your favourite character's costume at that time, you were screwed, because there was no way of you actually buying it in-game with your actual credits.
No.
But I think as of the Halloween event, they changed it, and now you can.
Clarky has a question for Dan.
Hello.
Dan, are you in a dungeon?
I am currently in my new flat, which is in the basement of the block. Yeah. So if I'm a bit echoey, I do apologise, but I'm in a new house. It's got wooden floorboards, but it's kind of cool.
Nice. Sorry, mate.
Sorry, Clarky.
That's fine. But yeah, that's basically Fortnite. When it goes free to play, check it out. I would say I've had quite a bit of fun with it, and I generally stick it on for an hour or two here and there every day. You get like your daily quests to do for a bit of extra sort of like credits to get your card packs and things like that. They're actually like llamas that you sort of smash open, sort of a thing. Moving on to a few other games before I have to chip off. Where do we start? Another game came out, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago now, which I was umming and ahhing about picking up, and then in the end I did go and pick it up, even though I'm not a fan of the last 2 Saints Row games.
Oh, no.
You didn't.
And that was Agents of Mayhem.
I can't believe you bought that.
I really like it.
What?
Wow.
Strangely enough, I really like it. It's obviously pretty bare bones when it comes to sort of the whole aesthetic that you got with like your Saints Row games where you make your own character and the world's vast and like you can pretty much piss about in it and do what you want. This is more like sort of Saints Row merged with Crackdown merged with like a hero shooter. And I will say I can understand why Crackdown 3 has been delayed, because this game looks pretty...
What'd you say?
Hello. You got out.
Yeah, sorry, someone rung me up briefly. I've just had to turn them down. But yeah, it looks really, really visually nice, I think. It's got like that cel-shaded sort of like look to it and everything. It's all like very neon-esque because it's like a futuristic city and all the rest of it. I think it's about 12 sort of heroes you get are all pretty sort of like fun to use. They're diverse and interesting to a certain degree.
Is it like a sequel to Saints Row, or is it a completely separate game? Or
basically like a weird side spin-off, because one of the characters that I got for pre-ordering the game was Johnny Gat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
And also Kingpin is basically Pierce from the previous as well. I think they both use the same voice actor and all that sort of stuff anyway, so it's all good. But yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it. The city itself is pretty small, but the combat's very sort of like enjoyable. It's very sort of third person-y, very arcadey. You sort of like get bonuses for sort of like critical kills, headshots, and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The story itself is pretty bizarre and messed up. It's basically straight out of like a Saturday morning kids TV show of like, I don't know, like your G.I. Joes or something like that. So you've obviously got your good guys, and then on the other side you've got like your bad villains. And even when you actually take out the villains themselves to a certain aspect, they don't actually sort of get bumped off, and they will like turn later on in certain open world events. You could be doing an open world event, and then all of a sudden one of these bosses will show back up again and start giving you shit. And then when you take him down again, he'll be like, "Oh, I'll be back," sort of a thing, and he'll sort of teleport off, sort of a thing. It's reasonably amusing. It's sort of like quite childish in that sense, but there is a lot of sort of like obviously the smutty humour that you expect from sort of like Volition and those sort of franchises, sort of a thing. Some of the skins for the characters as well are really well done. There's like a sort of like Predator skin for Braddock, and there's an Iron Man skin for Hollywood. There's like Green Arrow skins, Thundercat skins. There's like a Magnum PI skin for Johnny Gat and stuff as well. Winter Soldier skin and things like that. It's something where you sort of play around with the characters quite a bit, and it is something where if they did actually release DLC skins, if they're as good as some of the ones that I got for sort of like picking the game up, I would be interested in actually sort of unlocking them. But yeah, your characters anyway range from sort of like your tanks to your sort of like nimble and quick, fast weapons. So you've got like a bow user, you've got like one of my favourite characters is like a female rollerblader who rolls around with a big ass minigun. Sort of like gets pissed all the time and basically holds abuse at people while she's shooting them, sort of things.
The graphics, is it shell shading graphics?
It is sort of, but it's not sort of over the top cell shading where it looks like it. It's sort of done in a quite an interesting way, but yeah, you could sort of class them as cell shaded sort of a thing.
It's got very poor reviews.
It has, but then again, loads of people like Saints Row 3 and 4, and I thought they were shit. So
yeah,
you confuse me, Switch.
It serves that little itch of like, if I want to play a game and just pick it up and play it for like an hour or so without even really having to know what you're doing. There's like weird hideouts that you can go into and find in game by scanning certain objects, and then you hack and go into these underground dungeons. And again, these dungeons are sort of like procedurally generated, so they're sort of different every sort of time you go into them. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, if you're on the fence and you sort of see it for around about sort of 20, 25 quid, because I don't think it's going to stay expensive for too much longer, to be honest.
Nah.
Is it co-op?
But no, it's not. That is another that people were sort of like moaning about.
Yeah, they always were, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. Later ones. I'm just watching the stream of it now. It looks like it should be co-op, really.
Yeah, it basically did exactly what I sort of like wanted it to a sort of certain degree. I know a lot of people were sort of turned off by certain aspects of it and everything, but it was fun enough for me to pick up. And like I say, I'm about halfway through it. I've probably put in more time than I should have, just running around doing side stuff, because you know what I'm like, Mr. Grindy, sort of a thing. So, but yeah, quickly moving on, because I've got two more to quickly talk about, obviously. Out last week, I haven't put too much time into it, to be honest. I'm only about 3 hours into it, and that is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Oh yeah. How is it?
As fantastic as per usual. It is the typical game where every single location is a gorgeous screenshot. It's just one of the things that I think Naughty Dog is so good at, and that is sort of like the environments and just the detail they put into everything. Like at the very, very start of the game, you start off in like an Indian marketplace, and like everyone there's sort of talking and animated, and there's all different things on the stalls that they're selling. And like most people, you'll just walk straight through it because it's just part of it at the start. But if you want to sit there and take in all the little details they use and everything for that, it just adds that sort of like little bit of specialness that the Naughty Dog games did deliver in sort of character interactions and stuff. Like you'll see like a mother reading to like a book to their children, and like a father grabbing the kids into the house, sort of a thing, before sort of stuff goes on and sort of things like that. I mean, at the moment, it's set in India. Oh, someone just falling down the stairs, I think.
They're not me.
Yeah, the game itself is basically set in India, and it sort of delves into sort of like the different Indian sort of like mythology and that, which is cool because there is a lot of really good sort of like ancient history like with Indian stuff. So it's nice to go into that rather than your typical Egyptian stuff.
Is this a DLC or is it a standalone game?
It's basically a standalone. Like I say, I'm only about 2 or 3 hours in myself, but I've heard it's between sort of 6 to 8 hours it can take to finish. It was originally just going to be a standalone DLC. It's basically features Chloe and Nadine, who are side characters from the previous games, and basically tells an extra story with them after the events of Uncharted 4. I did actually think it was going to take place during Uncharted 4, but it seems from the conversations near the start this is set afterwards.
Full
but
price?
If you, no, it was like only about 20. I think I paid about £21.50 for it.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I think it's like £30 digitally, but if you're buying it physically, you pick it up for like £25 or so. Because it was originally planned to be a DLC, but it just kept spiraling out and out and out, and they just ended up bringing it out as a game itself.
I think they've justified the physical release with, I think you get all the Uncharted 4 multiplayer content on the disc as well.
Yes, you do, yeah.
So
you get the multiplayer and survival modes from Uncharted 4 as well, which is cool because I like it when companies do this, because we said before, like most people that have got Uncharted, and if you're not like a collector like myself or whatever, you might have just finished it, done, straight down the shop, trade it in.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can buy this, you get the new game, and then if you like the multiplayer and all that stuff, you've still got access to it for like a cheaper price.
Yeah, I'm in a position. I've been playing Uncharted 4 this last week because I'd never actually finished it, and been one of my lazy moments from last year. And I found I spent about 2-3 hours on it, and there's a section, and it kind of drags a lot.
Was it combat section?
Yeah, well, no, it was exploration. When you go to the island and it's a bit snowy.
Yeah,
you know the bit. So I mean that's I mean it was okay. And then my main aim really is to hang around, finish that eventually, and then try and pick this up for about 10 to 15 quid, because that's, to me, that's all it's worth. It is a DLC. It is. I will want to play. They are cheeky, but yeah, I suppose that would work in my favour in the long run if I just go for a physical release.
I mean, it makes good business sense, like I've said, as well, with the fact that if this did require Uncharted 4 to play it, you're cutting down the amount of people that buy it if they've already traded it in.
Exactly.
I know this isn't the first game to do it. The first one I remember briefly, I think Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry did it, didn't they, back in the day?
I know Infamous has done it.
Yeah, and Infamous First Light was one of the first ones to at least get a physical release, considering it was like a DLC spin-off anyway. But yeah, cool. It's the HDR on it as well. It makes it look so much better as well, in my opinion. As it is HDR compatible and stuff on the Pro as well, so
yeah,
it does look very, very, very nice. It is like just as easily as pretty as Uncharted 4, if not better, in places. I will quickly talk about one other game before I get to my last game, because I've only haven't really done much on it, and I don't know whether you've played it at all, Dan, in the last 3 weeks or so. Street Fighter 5.
Yes, it's on my list. Go on.
Aha. Oh, I was basically cracked it on the other day to play the newest character, Menat, and then realised I hadn't even played as Abigail, who is probably one of the fucking weirdest characters they have actually added to like that series. I mean, I'd personally much rather have them seen have someone like Eddie or someone come in it, like the policeman or something, but. Yeah, he's just a weird character. Is he bigger than Hugo?
Yeah, I mean, to give you an idea how big he is, if you haven't seen it, he does actually crop the health bars at the top of the screen. So
yeah, he's like almost twice the size of everyone else.
Huge. I mean, if you put him up against Zangief, he's almost about 50% taller than Zangief.
He could bench press Zangief.
Yeah. It's nuts. It really is. If you get to grips with him and a bit of a play about, he's got some cool moves.
He's very grapply and slow, though. Obviously, you've got to have.
He is. Well, I was playing around fighting against him on as I think Guile, because Guile's my main character at the moment, and obviously whacked up the difficulty, and he can be quite a handful in the right hands, Abigail. Because you're not actually familiar what he's going to do next. He's very fast. He can actually pull out quite a few moves that are quite surprising.
Well, his heavy crouch kick is like an overhead, isn't it?
Yeah. And he's pretty cool. I mean, as I said, a lot of people have slagged off he's a stupid character, but I mean, the good thing about
his story mode, oh my god.
I skipped through most of that. I did actually also unlock the Mad Gear stage as well, which is... I was a little bit disappointed with, because I was expecting more going on. But there's a nice sunrise that kicks in during that stage.
And a nice musical homage as well, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about Street Fighter. A lot of people were slagging off, a lot of the veterans, just to say that, were slagging off the design choices for the new characters. And to be honest with you, Street Fighter's always been about variety. It's always been about the unexpected fighting styles, the unexpected characters. If you want to have a look at really, really weird, have a look at Street Fighter 3 and some of the characters in that. Absolutely insane.
Like, what was it? There
was 12. Robot. Yeah, there's 12, the robot, and
Oro, who actually makes an appearance in quite a few of the story modes in Street Fighter 5. Yeah. I'd like to see him eventually end up as a character in game.
I've potentially in Season 3, I think in Season 3, from what I can gather from some of the gossip, we potentially will be seeing a lot of old characters coming back. Oro's was hinted at, maybe Sakura, and Sagat, apparently.
Of course, we haven't got the Beast, have we?
No, Sagat needs to come back. There's also been some guys who've managed to access a lot of the code via the PC, and he's been digging around on it, and apparently there's a working arcade mode somewhere deep within the code that potentially will be unlocked in the near future. And I mean, I'm not sure how much to buy into this, but he said he knows who the end boss will be, and it's someone we haven't yet seen.
I fucking hope it ain't Gil. That's all I'm saying. Because when he turned up, when he's turned up in people's story modes, I'm like, do not put him in the game. Like,
yeah, no, resurrection.
Sheepish bastard ever.
I know. Well, we'll see. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, I've been playing Street Fighter. It's pretty cool. I mean, what was quite good as soon as Menak came out, a lot of the Street Fighter noobs started appearing online on the ranking modes. So it was open season, and I had a couple of people quit on me because I was being a little bit too vicious with Guile. It's always a pleasure.
I was glad to see, because obviously I'm sitting there, and when I thinged, I'm like, this character's very much like Rose, and then I did the arcade mode, and then obviously Rose is her mentor.
Yeah.
So it makes sort of like perfect sense.
She's got some really cool combo opportunities. So you can, for example, you can just sling the crystal ball off to the distance, and it stays there. And then all of a sudden, you can summon it back using the commands, and you can whack them around the back of the head.
The critical move or whatever it is as well, where she brings all 6 out and just fires them off with your combos as you're doing them, sort of a thing.
Yeah, I saw someone do was it a 50-odd hit combo with Menak online, and then finished it off with the
special or super thing.
Yeah, and it was just nuts. It was kind of cheap, and you can see a lot of people working out ways of how to lock those combos in. So there'll be an element of nerfing, I guess, going on further down the line once they work out how people are exploiting the combo system. But we'll see. I mean, for the first time this season, aside from Akuma, the players and what I can get on the forums are really excited about a new character. They weren't so hot on Abigail. They were pretty hostile to Ed, from what I could tell. And everyone just shrugged their shoulders at Colin.
Yeah, Ed was a weird one. I'm sure Ed, when I used him, he hasn't actually got any proper special moves. Aren't they like holding down buttons and letting go of them or something weird? Yeah,
I couldn't quite work out how to use him. I really couldn't. It was an enigma. So I haven't really spent much time with that. But I'm all up for. I want Blanca in there. I mean, they have to put Blanca in there.
Yeah, well, he's Ono's favourite character, isn't he? So he will be in there at some time.
Yeah. Sagat, I mean, I appreciate it, as long as they keep the balance right on that, because I used to be quite a heavy Sagat player, and even I admit he's overpowered.
Because he was a beast.
Oh, yeah. But the things I kind of knew what to do with him. You just fire off projectiles up and lower, keep it tricky, and then go in for the kill. Done. A couple of EX moves on the Dragon Upper Punch, sorted, dead. He was probably the cheapest character I knew of.
In 4, he was really powerful.
Yeah. I mean, more so than Green Ken. Although, Ken these days doesn't really scare me as much as he used to.
Green Ken for the win.
Street Fighter 4 Ken was just a fucking cheap arsehole. This one's different because, the people that like spamming the Dragon Up and Punch or the Yorkin don't get a headway in it. They don't know what to do with it, which is great.
I liked the way as well they gave everyone. I think if you log in now, I think it should still be up. You get like 30,000 fight money as like a 30-year celebration.
Yeah, which doesn't buy you a character. Yeah, but
no, it put me over and enabled me to buy the Ryu stage, like the retro Street Fighter 2 Ryu stage. So I
haven't got that one yet. That's my next on my list.
The 2 I've got left to get are obviously like the old Vegas stage and the M. Bison one.
I did.
Or should I say?
I did chuck him a few quids for Guile's 30th anniversary costume. He gets dressed up like Richard Gere in Officer and Gentleman. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh yes, yeah, I've seen a couple of those costumes. Are pretty cool.
It's fucking hilarious. I thought I'm having that. It's brilliant. So,
they're not too overpriced, are they? They're like a couple of quid.
Well, I'm still playing the game over a year after it came out. And albeit, yes, I've chucked, the money for the 2 season passes, and I'll be like, as soon as season 3 gets announced, I'll be like, shut up, take my money.
I mean, at the end of the day, I don't mind this model to a certain degree in the fact of, like, I've got no issues with someone bringing out a game and being like, right, this game's going to last this entire console cycle, and we're just going to do like Rainbow Six does, just release seasons, new characters, add into it constantly like a model, rather than just 6 months down the line, Hyper Ultra Street Fighter 5 Deluxe Edition.
Yeah,
the thing.
Because you're separating the audience by doing that. They kind of got it right with the last Street Fighter 4 because the consoles enabled those updates to be applied. But this time, some people are questioning the business model. I'm saying, well, if it keeps Capcom business making Street Fighter, supporting Street Fighter, let's do it. It'd be interesting to see whether or not they get the same longevity with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is out this month.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence side of that game's going to come out and fall flat on its face.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they take out the best characters or something?
Most of them, yeah. There's no X-Men in it because of a licensing issue, which they won't outright come out and say that is why they're not in it, but everyone knows that's why.
I don't think it's a licensing. I think it's more to do with the fact that Fox own the movie rights and I suppose the TV rights to some extent of X-Men. And although it's not, we're starting to see in the comics in particular, we saw a period where the X-Men were kind of sidelined quite dramatically. And I think the last few months or so, they've started to bring X-Men back into the forefront because they know they're so popular. And I think it's more of a strategic case of trying to identify to the mass public the movie universe as opposed to the comic universe. So
but
I think that's where it is.
Yeah, a lot of the ones they've removed are just so iconic. And the way a few of the Capcom sort of community people have dodged the questions and said, well, the people only liked Magneto because he had an 8-way dash. And it's like, no, people like Magneto because it was fucking Magneto.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
They like the character, not the moveset.
Yeah.
It's the character that first pulls you in, sort of a thing. And one of the things is, I'll just briefly say one of the.
I've never had a Street Fighter conversation go on so long on this podcast. I tell you.
Yeah, it's fucking great, isn't it? Let's do it.
One of the characters people are excited for the most is Jeddah.
Yeah.
From obviously Darkstalkers, and there's a lot of people out there that are never going to even know what that series is because they haven't done one for years.
They did a rehash on or HD version on PlayStation 4 recently, didn't they?
Yeah, but I think it sort of like went under a lot of the radars. It was only really that knew about it. It was only the old hardcore and the faithful that knew and picked it up, sort of a thing. But yeah, moving on to my last one ever so quickly, and then I'm going to have to chip off, I'm afraid. And that is one that came out this week, and it is Warriors All-Stars.
Never heard of it, mate.
Tumbleweed.
It is basic. It's the same lot that do all of the Dynasty Warriors and the Samurai Warriors and all of those sort of games. Koei Tecmo. Basically, this pulls characters from every single one of their franchises into like a big mashup game. Giving you about 30 characters from various franchises, and some of them like really obscure. So you've got like Rio Rollins from like a really old gambling game that I think she appears in some of the Dead or Alives in the casino, but that's about it. Yeah, you've got Dead or Alive characters in it. You've got Dynasty Warriors characters. Okay. You've got characters from Knights of Azure. You've got characters from Takeden in it and stuff like that. It's a similar thing to obviously your usual Dynasty Warriors. The Deadly Deception or whatever it is as well. That's another one that the characters are lifted from. Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, I can see Ninja Gaiden on the stream now. I was going to say Ninja Gaiden.
So you're going through the levels as you do with a standard Dynasty Warriors game, but the mobs you actually come along to beat up are different weird enemies from those franchises. So 1 minute you could be fighting demons because, one of the characters in it is William from Neo.
Okay.
So I'm running around as like old Will Adams, basically, the samurai, like hacking up like these cartoon jellies and stuff from like other franchises and things. It's enjoyable to a degree, and I picked it up because I've obviously always quite enjoyed these kind of games and generally like to try and support smaller games when they come out to make sure we get more in the future. Plus, Dynasty Warriors is going open world with its next game, and I'm really not looking forward to it at all from what I've seen of it. So this was like the last sort of hurrah, as it were. And unfortunately, it's sort of fallen a bit flat for me. Like it's like got almost less than a quarter of the characters that were in like Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, which had like a massive amount of characters in it. And a lot of the characters that have ended up in this Warriors All-Stars were voted for by polls in Japan, and you're fucking idiots because you've put some really shitty characters in there out of like massive selections of really good characters you could have had.
Democracy in action.
Right. Yeah, you've chosen some right shaft, basically.
Brexit.
Yeah. I've got a good idea.
Clarky says in the comments on the stream, why are they beating up Smurfs?
Yeah.
This is like the weirdest game I've ever seen, Switch. I'm sorry, but I don't think this must not have sold very well.
Well, I think a lot of the fan base for these games is pretty decent enough for them to actually still give us physical copies for them, basically, rather than obviously just slap them on digitally. And then, but they probably realised they probably would sell even less because there are a lot of people who buy and play these games that generally want them physically. One of the things I'll say that's annoying is they've put changes into the combat in a certain way where it's like half of them almost feel fucking pointless, and they just it's no longer a game that you can just pick up and play and enjoy. It starts to sort of borderline to frustration, and that's not why you play games. There's certain generals, if you haven't killed a certain amount of enemies and upped your star rating to match their star rating, you will do like shit all damage to them and they will start annihilating you, even though technically you've set the difficulty of the game and everything before you've even gone in.
I have to say, Switch, this game looks fucking shit.
No taste, mate.
Is this on sale in Europe or is it Japan only?
It's been out in Japan already, and this now hit Europe and I think the States. And one of the other mid things they've put in it where you just think to yourself, like, who put that on someone's desk? And they actually thought, yeah, that's a good idea. There's certain missions in that game where you have to kill like 1,000 enemies without getting hit.
Skills, man.
If it's them little Smurf things, it might be quite easy.
Well, no, because even when you're doing a special, you can have an enemy just run up behind you and just stab you while you're doing your animation for it or something. And it's like, yeah, that's fucking sweet, whoever put that in. Top move, mate, because everyone like on forums that I've seen have all complained about that crap sort of like being there, like why are these missions there? There's like a gold trophy for completing a mission without getting hit, but that could be any mission. That could be one that you do in a few minutes with a handful of enemies, not literally killing 1,000 in one stage without taking any damage when you've got levels with archers and all sorts of shit, you know what I mean, that can just peg you from range. It's just ludicrous.
Japs are hardcore though, aren't they? They had like
but even for them
hard.
Wouldn't really be able to do it, and even then you've got to think of, is someone really going to sit there and go, oh, failed, better try that again, failed, better try that again, failed, better try that again. Whereas, yeah, they might be able to grin and go through that, but I can guarantee, like, in the West, that's just going to be like, failed for the 50th time, controller out the window, fist through the wall, like, game fucking snapped in half, yeah. Like, it's just not fun. I don't know why people consider to put things in games that aren't fun. Like, if it's not fun and it doesn't look fun on paper, don't fucking put it in. And also, for some strange reason, PlayStation haven't put this game live for their trophies yet. So none of the trophies that I've unlocked have actually synced to the PSN because it's hasn't come up on PSN yet.
And it actually looks like a PS2 game.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't.
Don't look great.
Oh,
not on this stream anyway.
You're moaning about graphics, and yet you play fucking PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which looks like a last-gen game with a fucking 20
Not on PC.
Yeah.
Not on PC, mate.
I've seen it on PC. It doesn't look that great.
Not on Ultra, mate.
I've seen it running, mate. I am not impressed. That's all I'm going to say.
You are blind.
Controversial. Talking of PlayerUnknown's Battleground, it's actually overtaken Dota and Counter-Strike now.
Yeah.
On the player stats, I looked today, it was like 930,000. So it's nearly hitting that 1 mil mark, which is, for a beta game, that is a lot.
I think it did clear 1 million this weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was top of Steam for a little while, for at least a couple of days. Yes, I'm still loving it, man. So good.
For a £30,
yeah, if people like it, it's fine. It's just not for me at all. Not my cup of tea, as they say.
Cup of tea, governor.
But yeah, that's basically me done.
Hey.
Only took you 45 minutes, Switch. It's okay.
Yeah, sorry, man. I thought I was going to be a bit quicker, but you know what it's like.
That's what she said. Whoop whoop.
Well, I do apologise, guys. I'm going to have to chip off.
Yep.
Okay, man, no,
But yeah, thanks for having me on, and I will hopefully be on properly next week.
No worries, man. No worries.
Right, cheers, guys.
See you, Darren. Bye.
See ya. Bye.
Right, so who was next? Was it Dan?
No, it's Wes.
Was it Wes?
Me.
I can't remember the order now. Come on, Wes.
I am going to be real short and sweet because I've not really been playing much. I come back to England for a month, so while I was there I played a bit but quite busy, and now I've come back to the land of Thai and I've got a friend out here at the moment, so I haven't really had much time to game. But the few things that I have been playing, I picked up Star Trek Bridge Crew, Crew for the Oculus Rift this week. Played that with a few friends on that.
Nice. How'd you find it?
Well, I'm not the biggest of Star Trek fans. I don't mind it, but more of a Star Wars fan. But yeah, it's good. It's not much to it. It's basically there's 4 of you. Each of you control a part of the ship. You've got engineer, technical, helm, and the captain. And it's more of a talking, like a communication game, just working together to do whatever. There's like different types of missions, blowing up this ship or investigating this and whatnot. Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it was £40, I think, full price game, but it just went on sale. So I picked it up. I've only managed to play it for about an hour. But yeah, it's just a good fun game for the Rift, I suppose. If you're into Star Trek, it'd be even better for you. There is a different type of mode on it that one of my friends I was playing with, he said put it on this mode, and I think it must be the old Enterprise ship or something, because all the buttons look like they were from the 70s.
Oh, sweet.
You ain't got a clue what to press, but there's just all these coloured buttons everywhere. So yeah, no, that weren't too bad. Picked up another game on the Rift called Gunheart. A lot of people were saying this game's kind of like Destiny in VR, but it's not. It's a 3-player co-op, just basically running around shooting things. The graphics ain't great. The enemies ain't great really. It's just bugs. You're shooting bugs. It's a bit poo, to be fair.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm finding with the Rift now, the first WoW is kind of starting to wear out now. Like the first initial, where it blew me away, and I'm just finding it hard just to want to play any games.
That's what I'm finding, because obviously I know I wish Switch was still on, because he could talk about his PSVR, but those people that got their VR headsets, be it the PSVR, the Oculus, or the Vive or whatever, they're not talking about them anymore because they're just not using them, because the games just aren't there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there is a load of games, but they're not sort of games where you sink your teeth into. There's a few games that are on my list that I do need to go through and start playing, but there's nothing that I'm like every day, I want to play this game. I want to play this game. I mean, driving games, so I've actually got a steering wheel and pedals, but it's just aggro for me to set it up and take it off on my desk, because it takes up the space for my keyboard and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm currently trying to get a driving rig out here. They sell a play seat, and basically it folds away with your steering wheel and pedals attached. So I need to get one of them, but they're like triple the price out here for some reason.
Oh, wow.
I do playing Project Cars and Dirt Rally.
Yeah.
It's also got VR, but for some reason Dirt 4 hasn't. I don't know why they haven't implemented it into that, but so I will use it, and quite a lot of people I know picked it up in the summer sale where it dropped price. So there's a few more people online on these games as well. It's just getting round to it, but once this next game I'm going to talk about comes out, I don't think they'll be playing much, and that's Destiny 2.
Ooh.
Yes.
I played the beta.
So did I. I think, did we play together? I played with someone in the community. I can't remember who now.
Yeah, I think we done a strike, didn't
we? Yeah, it was me, you, and someone else. Who was the other
Sly,
person?
maybe?
No, it wasn't Sly, because internet. Oh, well, Sly, I want to give a shout out to Sly, actually, because I've been trying to game with him recently, and his internet's got even worse than what it has been, so he's just been giving up, and he's not really playing online anymore, because his internet's just gone to dog shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like 1 megabyte per second or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He just lags all over. Like, he's not even that far from me. Well, he is, but he's closer to me than he is to you guys. And even when I try to chat to him, it just lags out. You just can't hear him at all. Even on the Singapore TeamSpeak that I've got. So, but yeah, Destiny 2. I knew this game was going to be wicked on PC. I knew it. From when I played Destiny 1, I just thought this game would be even better on PC. And it is. I mean, you played it on console, right, Webby?
Yeah, so I initially got the beta on the Xbox, and, you know, it was okay, but I was just like, oh, it's just more of the same, really. Once I got out onto the strike, I was just like, oh, no, it's just going to be more of the same, and it just felt a little bit sluggish to me, to be honest with you. And then the beta obviously came out on the PC, and I was like, oh, I'll give it another go, and I played it with a few guys in the community, and it just felt like it was made for the PC. It just felt, it just looked like the two things that really blew me away of this game, and this has not been PC Master Race or anything. It's just saying no, it's just saying the truth on the quality of the game. It just looked a hell of a lot better than the console version, but and that is amazing. But the one thing that really stood out to me was just how smooth it is compared to the console. Is because it is running 60 frames per second. I mean, you can run it at even higher frames if you want, but just because it was with the mouse and keyboard and it was running at those higher frames, it was just a smoother experience. And with the added extra of the graphics looking so much better, it just came together for me. And the other point is, you can get it on CD keys for 30 quid.
Yeah, I bought it from Blizzard just because I was being impatient and wanted the beta a day earlier. I don't know why.
Okay. You're so weird.
I was just bored that day, and I just thought, I'll jump into the beta. But I mean, I've got a 100 hertz monitor, so that means if I run games at 100 FPS, it refreshes at 100. So this game runs at 100 FPS for me on high settings, which ain't bad. And the game, it is just smooth. Like, I mean, this was one of the best gun mechanic games I played on console, without a doubt. With all its flaws on Destiny 1, it was the best one that I played on console. But like now on PC, this is me definitely. But I don't know how well the PC community are going to take it, because with PC games, MMOs, there's normally a lot more freedom to do stuff and not so repetitive. So like you've got trading and stuff. And I know you're not going to be able to do that on Destiny, so I don't know how well it's going to go down on the PC community, because it's kind of a half-assed MMO rather than...
I mean, I think it's going to be very popular on console. I think a lot of people are quite keen to pick it up on PC as well. But quite an interesting fact about this on PC is it can run on really low-spec machines really, really well as well, which is pretty cool.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you don't need a beast machine to run it. And even then you can run it at 60 FPS rather than 30. Why they made the decision to run this game at 30 in this day and age, I do not know, especially with the Xbox Scorpio coming out and the new PlayStation 4K, and they're running games like this at 30 FPS. It makes no sense.
Yeah, especially with the power of those two consoles, it's crazy.
There's no need. It doesn't need to. With the power of them two consoles, if they can run games at 4K, then they should be able to run this game at 1080p. If you choose to at 60 FPS, there should at least be an option. So you either play at 4K 30 FPS or you play at 1080p 60 FPS. I mean, all TVs nowadays are 60 hertz anyway, so I think that they're missing a trick there. I mean, there was talk about it being capped on PC, but there's no way the PC community would have that.
No, mods will come out to open up anyway. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be fun. I'm interested to pick this up and play it with some people from the community online, because a lot of people have picked up PCs now. If Kirk gets this on Xbox, of course I'll play on Xbox, but I'm not buying it on console because that's just silly, buying the same game twice. So.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lesser game.
No comment. I own 2 copies of Overwatch, so there you go.
Yeah, but but if you enjoy that, Dan, that's cool. If you want to play with different people and you're happy doing that, I mean, I've bought Rainbow Six on PC and Xbox, because I really enjoy that game. So, if you enjoy it and you get to play with different people, it's not really an issue. So.
Well, I suppose.
So I think this is out next week for console, right?
Yeah, and I think it's out, 2 weeks after console on PC or 1 week after?
It's 20 now, a lot longer. It's 6 weeks. It's 26th of August.
Gee, dog.
Yeah, there's a long wait. But in my eyes, it's going to be worth it. Even if I had console, I'd just wait. Because with my monitor and the settings, I can play this game out. I was surprised when I put it on. I was just like, wow. Because there's been so many shitty PC ports, but they've done this right. I was reading up about it. Bungie actually said it's not a PC port. This has been built from the ground up for PC. The PC version that we're getting is not just a half-assed port. So, and they've done a good job considering that this game was console only. The first one, it was. So this is the first time that they've done it, and I suppose Bungie. There was a Halo back in the day on PC, but it ran like shit apparently. So they've done a good job.
And I think one of the reasons why they're putting this on PC is because, it's strange. Like, a lot of people were saying that PC gaming is dying, but I think it's actually becoming more popular now, which is really weird.
Systems are cheaper to build, and it's easier. It's easier to play games on, easier than ever. I mean, all you've got to do is install Steam. Your games are there no matter what PC you use. You sign into it anywhere, or you build a new PC. You've always got your Steam library. I mean, I know you can do that with Xbox now, but you've always got your Steam library. And there's no messing around with games, tinkering around unless you want to. You literally download it on Steam or whatever other platform and play the game. It's easy.
Yeah,
so it's
I agree.
as easy as a console, but games are
Phil's,
cheaper.
like our resident Phil, Urban Big P, is getting his PC in a few weeks as well. So we've added another one to the collective. We'll have to convince
I will resist. No.
Do it, then.
No.
They've got clans on this now as well, so Mojo clan worth mate.
Done. There we go. I'm resisting. I will be fighting back.
So yeah, everyone in the community, if you've got a PC, make sure you pick this up. I know Mr. Leo, he's picking it up on console. It's a shame really because he's quite active and on playing. He's always on.
Yeah,
so
I've played some Guild Wars with him, but I don't think his PC can really run it. So
no, he can because I helped him build a new PC, didn't I? Like about a month back.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he'll be able to run this fine. So we just got to convince him now.
Sweet.
To get it on both platforms. But yeah, that's it for me really. I'm going to try to play some more games in the up and coming weeks. But just with a friend out here, I've been quite busy.
That's cool, mate.
So, and there's just nothing really that's really caught my attention. I haven't played PUBG for like maybe 2-3 weeks myself. I need to jump back on that.
I last played it yesterday. I play it like every day still.
Or...
Sorry?
Has there been any big changes?
No, I mean, like I usually jump on it most days, even if it's on my own. But I've been playing quite a bit of it with Kirk.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been having a blast. I'm still after that chicken dinner though. After 60 odd hours, 70 hours, yeah, still elusive. But I'm still really enjoying it. There's not really much else I can say about it, really. I think we've said enough about the game as it is. I'm looking forward to it coming to Xbox. I just want to say that against my better judgment, I've pre-ordered an Xbox One X. The Project Scorpio edition. I tried to resist, but when they announced the Scorpio edition, I was like, I'm dropping the cash. Got to be done.
But you won't play it.
What's that?
You won't play it.
I will, because I want to get PUBG on it and play with my Xbox friends who just never seem to be online. So,
right.
Yeah.
Do you own a 4K TV, Webby?
No, but super sampling.
Okay, yeah, fair dues. And I suppose, to be fair, I think it's going to need the power of that Xbox to play PUBG. I know they are working on the optimization on it, but I still think to play that sort of game on that scale, the Xbox and the original PS4 are, no, it's not coming to PS4, is it? But the Xbox is going to struggle. Just same with Ark Evolved. That game,
Yeah.
I've said it before, it just runs at like 15 FPS on the console. So I think, yeah, for PUBG, the extra power is going to be needed for sure.
I've seen they've stopped selling the original Xbox One now. They only sell the S and obviously the X when that comes out. That's interesting. And they've stopped obviously bundling the Kinect and stuff now. I think that's just kind of died a death.
Kinect is dead.
Yeah, but I would
finally.
Yeah, but I would like to say I want to like. I was on Friday and Saturday night wanting some games on the Xbox and no one was online. None of the community, so I ended up gaming on the PC instead. That's the main reason why I don't game on my Xbox much, is because no one's on fucking line anymore on the bloody thing.
Talking of Microsoft, they've just actually released a load of, they're calling it mixed reality headsets as well for the PC. I mean, Asus brought one out, Dell, and I think Lenovo. So they're actually on that market now as well. Whether any of them will work with the Xbox Scorpio, I don't know, but it'd be a good shout if they could.
I am quite excited for the Scorpio, Xbox One X, obviously because it's got the green writing saying Project Scorpio on it. But I think I'm looking forward to some of the games. Like Cuphead looks really, really cool. I know it's also coming to PC. The new Forza looks cool. Assassin's Creed's meant to utilise the Xbox One X really, really well as well. So it's got some good games coming. It just needs more of them.
Needs some exclusives for Xbox, I think, to try and grab people back in. I think that's the main thing.
But I also think, Wes, for 450 quid for a console that can push out 4K, you can't build a PC for that can push out 4K. So in that regard, that's a really good bargain as well, I think.
No, for sure. But I'm still a bit skeptical about what sort of quality that 4K is going to be.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So there's loads of different types of. They've got this checkerboarding system I know they use on the PS4K, and there's all different types of tricks that they use. But a lot of people say it's not native 4K, so we just have to see. But yeah, still, I mean, if you're going to get a console, then why not? Definitely get one of them for sure. You might as well get the more powerful one. But yeah, I just think they would have been better off with going with higher FPS, because they've kind of gone a leap forward from PC gaming, because PC gaming is not even, the standard's not even 4K yet. So
yeah.
They've gone beyond that. But yeah, no, good luck to them. I hope it sells well, because I do want to get another Xbox one day, but I don't think
Well, apparently it's the most pre-ordered Xbox of all time or something, so...
it's the way, it's ordered well. It's within the core base, I guess.
You picking one up, Dan?
Nah. I don't only play the one I've got at the moment. I've got a launch day Xbox One, which I use for
Netflix.
I use my PS4 for Netflix actually, because it's an easier interface. But the only thing I've been playing on my Xbox recently is Pac-Man Museum, which is a 360 backwards compatible. So
I'll be a bit of Pac-Man, Dan.
I know. Well, just you wait until I start talking about my games proper.
Well, I think Wes is done.
Yeah, that's me all done. Hopefully, next time I have more to talk about.
Sweet.
Cool.
Go on then, Dan.
Well, I've been playing pretty much nothing but Nintendo Switch with a bit of Street Fighter and Uncharted chucked in.
How is your Nintendo Switch? Is it still straight? It's not bent yet, no?
I haven't sat on it, if that's what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Who's sat on theirs?
No, I just remember talking in I think it might have been the last podcast we did. There was loads of reports about bendy switches.
I'm looking at mine at the moment, actually. Is it bending? Nah.
People just not looking after their stuff then.
Exactly. You get a good hard case, you're fine. So I think the main thing I've been playing is Namco Museum on the Switch, which when I first got it, it was 30 quid for 10 games or 11 games of varying quality. There's some real dogs on there. But I really wanted Pac-Man on the go. I really wanted Dig Dug, and some of the other stuff in there was interesting, like Rolling Thunder 2, and There was Splatterhouse in there, which I never actually played back in the day. But as I said, I've been mainly playing on my commute, Pac-Man and Dig Dug, and I've got very, very good at Dig Dug in particular. As we were talking just now, I just posted a high score, which got to be 61st in the world.
Wow.
So I'm getting quite good at it. I could make like 3 lives last about 15 levels, maybe more. So yeah, and then just learning Pac-Man again, I guess, because I'm so conditioned with Pac-Man Championship Edition. I've had to kind of unlearn everything I know from that and learn classic Pac-Man again. And there's some real good hidden tricks in there, which I wasn't particularly 100% aware of. So I've just been using those and just trying to get better and better at it. So yeah, I mean, that's mainly my morning commute now, which is pretty cool. I mean, the rest of the games, give or take, I guess, I'm getting the value out of it, even though I just spent 30 quid on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always a little bit concerned. I mean, it was a bit of a snap judgment, but anything with Pac-Man, I'll go, yep, I'll have that. Which also converses into what I was saying about the Xbox One. I had an old copy of Pac-Man Museum, which is a great compilation, which is available on the 360. So you can play it on the Xbox One, and you've got Pac-Man in there, Miss Pac-Man, Pac-Mania, Pac-Man Arrangement, Pac-Man.
How many is there?
There's shitloads of Pac-Man on it. It's great.
You're a bit of a pro at Pac-Man, right?
At the newer editions, yes.
Yeah.
I would say I can Championship Edition and Championship Edition DX Plus and Championship Edition 2. I'm pretty good at that. But yeah, and the newer ones, it's just I kind of skipped over to some extent my childhood classic Pac-Man. So I've been going back to the roots and trying to get quite good at that, and I'm getting there. There's some rounds I kind of revert back to old habit and kick myself, so I start again. So yeah, so it's all good. I mean, that's all on my commute as well, so I'm happy. I mean, you can talk about your destiny.
Well, how long's your commute to work every day?
Well, I've got it down now to a 4-hour round trip.
Fucking every day, 4 hours of travelling every day.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like
that's your battery life gone, right?
No, not at all. Not if you're playing Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it's not using it a lot.
I can make it last all day, literally. Even if I was playing Zelda, I would make it last all day, because you have to remember, it's 4 hours. It's 10 minutes to the station, and then an hour on the train, and then changing platform, and then you don't play constantly when you're travelling. You just pick it out of your bag, and off you go. Done. So, off the back of that, I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart as well, and Sonic Mania as well.
Yes,
which is great, which is fucking awesome, actually.
I keep hearing good things about this.
Yeah, I mean, when you start it off, they get the nostalgia off the bat. You start playing it, and it's Green Hill Zone 1, and off you go. And you're like, oh, this is exactly how I remember it. And then after a minute or two, they twist it, and then it all opens up, and it goes batshit crazy, and you're like, whoa. And then the bosses come. Every single boss is brand new.
Yeah.
There's some really inspired designs in there. I'm not going to say too much, because the biggest surprise for me, I'm glad I didn't have it spoiled. So I'm not going to do the same, but, second or third world in, you face the boss, you will be smiling. It's fucking amazing. Some of the levels later on, it reverts to type. If you remember some of the bigger levels where you kind of slow things down and it gets an awful lot trickier. It's still kind of, to me, that's not particularly Sonic.
No, I agree. I'm up to a zone at the moment. I think it's called Metropolis Zone or something like that, where you have to go on these go on these ball things, these electric ball things. Have you got that far?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and you have to go from one electric ball to the other, and have to time your jumps like that. And I'm like, this isn't Sonic.
Yeah.
Well, and it's really difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it has its. I mean, Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 had those instances as well, and to some extent, I suppose Sonic the Hedgehog 1. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a really, really nice package, and it's only 16 quid.
Yeah.
It's on Steam as well.
Yeah.
Just noticed, yeah.
Yeah, but there's been a bit of a thing about the version on Steam, because it's got de novos. You have to be online to play it.
Oh, okay, yeah, DRM, yeah. Just seeing on Steam page now.
But yeah, I mean, I picked this up on Xbox for the Chivos, and this is such a highlight. This game, even though some of the levels are rock solid, but Sonic's always been quite difficult anyway as you get onto the later stages.
Yeah.
But I'm really enjoying it, and I love how after each stage there's a boss, whereas in the old Sonics used to be like the third stage you used to be the boss, didn't it? So
yeah.
I'm loving that it's got a boss after every stage. The special stages are really cool as well. You've got the one where you collect the orbs, and you've got another one where you have to like chase a UFO, which is really bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think that one's out of the Mega CD version, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it's very reminiscent of F-Zero, the best way to describe it, I guess. Yeah. And it is kind of tricky. I managed to get, I think, 1 Chaos Emerald so far.
Well, yeah.
But the thing's packed with secrets as well, which is phenomenal. And there's some really, really nice touches. And there's unlockables as well. You can unlock different powers of Sonic from different versions that you can use.
And you can play as Tails or Knuckles as well, can't you?
Yeah. And there's loads of hidden modes in as well which you can unlock. It's a really, really solid package. I mean, even if you never played Sonic before, I think this would be a good start.
It's really cool because I'd recently, before I got Sonic Mania, I was playing Sonic 2. I've replaying that, and it's quite funny how they've, because that game is so fresh in my memory, it's quite interesting to see how they've remixed the levels.
Yeah.
Because there's like parts of the old levels, and then they turn into like parts of the newer style of levels that they've added in. And then the way they've remixed the music is really, really good as well.
Yeah.
They updated the graphics.
Yes. What I understand from reading about this is that they've built a brand new engine from the ground up. It's basically a team of Sonic lovers.
Yeah.
Based in the States, I do believe. And what they've done is that they've created an engine which replicates the classic Sonic gameplay.
Yeah.
And then built everything else on the top of that. So you haven't got, it's not a port. It literally is a love and joy project, and it shows. I think they set out to make the best 2D Sonic game they possibly could. And I think what Sega have done, really, by letting them do so, has really, really created something magical here.
Yeah, I think it's great. What you can tell, they put a lot of love into it, and I like the old, because it is like the old 16-bit art style, but that's kind of art style never gets old in my opinion. Yeah,
well, there's little nice touches in there as well, which weren't in the original. So you'll get little winks to the camera and stuff, and and if you look, I mean, I saw some animation earlier, a bit when Sonic's on top of Tails is playing. In the original, it used to just be flat, straight forward, and this one, Sonic's like crouched over like an action starts, and you see the plane in 16-bit graphics just tilt slightly. Great, really, really good. I can't recommend it enough, really. I think
it's amazing.
16 quid's a steal.
Yeah.
I would have paid more, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. It really is.
Cool. And the last bit, really, we'll talk about a new joypad I got for the Switch, which is an 8-bit dough. Kind of like a Nintendo NES style pad, and it's about 27 quid. And the reason why I bought it really is that the Switch itself, although it has tons of beat 'em ups on there, it's got Soul Street Fighter 2, and it's got a load of Neo Geo stuff on there as well, like Fatal Fury and King of Fighters. It's fucking awful for playing fighting games. The D-pad on the actual Switch doesn't exist. You literally have 4 buttons, which kind of replicate the up, down, left, right scenario. But if you're trying to build off a Hadouken, it's fucking horrible. So the other option would be to go to a Pro Pad, and I didn't really want to spend 60-70 quid on something I would use only for once or twice, because I think perfectly the Joy-Cons are perfectly acceptable. So this is like a little kind of little keepsake I got, I suppose, about a week ago, which it's about the size of a traditional NES pad, but it's really, really quite cool. It's got the same kind of design on it, but it's got 2 analog sticks. It's got a D-pad. It's got all the controls, the shoulder buttons at the top that you would have on, I suppose, like a traditional SNES pad. And it's chargeable via the USB. And it's
That's
great.
pretty cool, yeah.
It's solid. It's a nice little package. 27 quid I got it for. It comes with a keyring, charge cable, straight out the box, connected to my Switch, no problems at all. So I took it out on Ultra Street Fighter 2 and was putting off combos left, right, and centre against people online. really, really happy with it. So if anyone wants like an alternative out there for the Switch, just for those, those arcade games which you can pick up for next to nothing, I do recommend it. I mean, it's got to get to the point perhaps when they're releasing an arcade stick this week, I do believe, 6 buttons, and the build on this is phenomenal. It's really, really solid. So I'm thinking maybe next payday, get myself a 8-bit dough arcade stick, and off I go.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. And that's me done, really.
That is Dan diddly done, is it?
Yeah. It's coming into autumn now. Nights are drawing in. It's pissing down today.
Yeah, there's gonna be more games are played.
Yeah.
Coming out of rain season here now. It's coming up to summer.
Nice.
Sweet.
Won't stop me though. Need to stay out the sun.
Do you have air conditioning?
Yeah, I have to. It's too much. Stay out the sun during the day. Normally it's too hot.
Draw the curtains, aircon on.
Yeah.
It's winter.
In my game room, the curtain's always drawn. It's pitch black in here because the Rift, it's got a thing. If any sunlight gets into it, it damages the lenses. Ouch. So I've constantly got the curtains drawn, closed just in case. So it's always dark in here and cold, like you say, because the aircon's always on. So, yeah, it makes no odds.
Cool. Sounds like a dungeon. Brilliant.
Yeah, pretty much is.
Cool. Is it my turn?
Oh, it is, yeah.
Indeed.
Cool. All right. So I played a few games this week. I picked up a couple of new ones for the PC. So first one is a game that's got really good reviews, and that's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That's also out on the PS4. I believe it's a console exclusive for the PS4. This game is really, really good. I've played it for about 2 hours so far. Apparently it's quite a short game, about 7 to 8 hours from what I've heard. This is one game though that you need to play with headphones on. I really recommend it. This was actually made by the team got a psychologist in to help make it. So the main character's kind of insane, and she hears voices in her head. So as you're playing, as you're playing through the game, there's voices whispering to you pretty much the whole time. So when you got your headphones on, so you got voices whispering in your right ear and your left ear, separately, telling you turn back, you're gonna die, and all this sort of really freaky sort of shit.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Is it so? It's directional sound, so there's separate voices in your left, because I'm deaf in my left ear, so I don't think this game's gonna work for me.
Okay, well you don't have to have
download it.
Yeah, but you don't have to have it with a headset on. You can play it through speakers, but it's recommended through headphones. The graphics on it are absolutely stunning as well. It's basically a third-person kind of puzzle type game with. So far, there's been a little bit of fighting. It's made by Team Ninja.
Okay.
So there's some hacking slashing going on. You've got the X and the Y button. I use an Xbox controller to do your, Y is your heavy move, X is your little move. You've got a block button and a dodge button, all that sort of stuff as well. But basically, the story is, from what I grasp, you've gone to this place which is basically hell to save your dead husband or something. It's really bizarre. And the whispering's why has she gone there to save him? He's already dead. So I think you're meant to go and save him from hell. So yeah, but it's very highly story driven, and there's quite a lot of weird puzzles in the game. But yeah, I mean, I played it for a couple of hours and I had to stop because the voices in my head were starting to get to me a little bit. So I had to turn it off and play something else. But it's a really, really good experience. It's £25 on Steam. I'm not sure how much it is on PlayStation. I think it's around £25-30 mark. Highly recommend it. Look at all the reviews as well. It's very highly rated. Yeah, it's a great experience. And if it's only 8 hours, that's a great short experience for people to enjoy. So yeah, it's a really cool game. It really, really is.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. It was kind of under the radar for me, but I think it's been out a couple of weeks, and I just kind of a few people talking about it at work, so I thought I'd have to check it out. So
yeah, I never saw it until it actually came out. I never even heard of it. And even then, I didn't hear much about it. But I was just thinking, should I get it?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So
Sweet.
yeah, check it out, man. It's cool. Right, so I've been playing a lot of another game that is quite old now. Actually, it's a couple of years old, but they keep on updating it, and it's so popular still. It's unbelievable. Rainbow Six Siege. I am absolutely loving it on PC at the moment. I've also got it on Xbox, but my experience of it on PC is just so much better. Sorry to be all PC fanboy today. It's just so smooth, and the thing that I'm really liking about it at the moment as well is the fact that they are just releasing more content for free. So they've brought out a new map. It's based in like an old theme park, an old like
carnival sort of thing. Yeah, theme park carnival thing.
Yeah, but I've not actually done that level yet because they've literally, I think only today they've released it for casual matchmaking. And it was on. They've only just released it today on ranked and casual matchmaking. So before it was only in private games, and I only do the matchmaking. So they've only, as I say, they've only just put it onto the matchmaking. But I'm really enjoying it on the PC at the moment. It just runs really smooth. And the graphics are stunning. But I've got a few people who I play it with now as well. So we're all, when you're playing this game as a team, it just opens it up so much because you're all talking tactics and stuff like that. So Rainbow Six it is amazing. And a little tidbit for you, it's being played by 2.3 million people every single day.
So,
wow.
Okay, if that's the case, how are they monetarising this? How are they making money?
So they make money. They make a fuck ton of money on this. So
seasons.
So you can basically buy your season passes. So every year they do a different season pass for that year, which allows you to. So basically, you don't have to buy these season passes, but they give you access to the new characters without you having to earn them through playing the game, and they're actually very expensive to buy through playing the game.
It's a little grind.
Also, they make a fuck ton of money by selling gun skins. Seriously, mate, it's big business.
I never get this. I know it is. I never get it. That's the thing.
So on Counter-Strike, it's huge. Gun skins are a huge thing. On Rainbow Six, it's also a huge thing. But also, if you're watching the stream or if you've played the game, on the side of your gun, you get a little charm as well. Yeah. And those charms are you pay real money for those charms as well.
So they're like little Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that.
Yeah, well, I've got a spider web.
Okay.
Obviously, my name's Webby.
How much you pay for that?
I didn't pay anything because I earned some credits to buy some charms. So I mean,
how much
I
would
don't.
It normally cost?
A couple of quid, I think.
Okay.
I refuse to spend money on a game I've already paid for. So, I just play it with the operators that kind of come with the game, and I only play the newer ones if I earn enough credits for them. I'm pretty happy to play with the original characters because they were really, really good. So,
okay.
Yeah, I got the first season pass.
Yeah.
For the first, and I managed to buy one or two characters from the second, just with the in-game currency that you build up.
Yeah, because I made the mistake of buying the season pass on the Xbox when it came out, and all it gave me was the characters. I was like, oh, I'm not going to buy a season pass for that again.
Yeah.
So,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's because year one was done.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still a great game. I'm really, really enjoying it, and I can see it just carrying on for years to come. It's just there's no other game like it. It's 5-on-5. One of you's got to go into a building, save a hostage, or disarm a bomb, or something like that. And it does get really tactical, and you can see why it's really, really big in the esports scene as well. It's just, but take away the esports thing, it is just a fun game. It really, really is. So I'm going to be playing this for quite a long time to come, I think.
It's a good move as well with the maps always being free, because then you don't break up the player base. That's why it's probably always so busy. Yeah, it's always a big thing when a new map pack comes out for a game like Call of Duty or Battlefield. You break up the player base. Yeah. Whereas the maps are free, so everyone gets just the characters.
Yeah, and to get into this game now, it's dirt cheap. I think it's £12.
Yeah, for the starter pack, right?
Yeah, and that's the base game, and you get the characters, their original characters and stuff. So, yeah, it's really really cool, and it's really nice to be playing it again with people. So, Wes, you need to hop on with us.
Yeah, I'll download it tonight for sure.
Sweet.
Put it on my bed.
I've also been playing some Battlefield 1 on both Xbox and PC because it's now come to EA Access, and I've got Origin Access on the PC. So
already.
Yeah.
I can play Battlefield 1 then, okay.
Yeah, you can, mate. So if you want to play it with us on the Xbox, Dan, you're more than welcome to join us.
Finally, my cutting plan paid off.
It didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I never will buy an EA game again. What's the fucking point?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the reason for this is because they want to sell people the season pass.
Yeah.
Which
is the same price as the game, right?
Which is the same price as the game. Well, they actually put it on sale on PC for £22 last week. So that's not too bad, but yeah, I think that the problem is the player base was dropping quite significantly, I think. But yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. On the Xbox, because I got the Season Pass, they've released a new map for Season Pass holders only. It's a new snow map, which is really, really cool. So I was playing that the other day on the snow map, and yeah, that's still really, really great. Looks good. And we should all play.
Not that,
I've got it on PC. It looks great.
No, but Dan, if you play with me and you're in my party...
Premium, right?
Yeah.
Anyone in my party can play on the new maps, can play on the premium maps. Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty. That's a nice touch, I suppose, if you're going to charge that much
so
for it.
I can be a right cheapskate about this game then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right on it.
Right on the coattails of Webby. Done.
That's it. Oh, mate, you're more than welcome.
That makes a change.
You're more than welcome, mate. But yeah, the game looks and plays great on both console and PC, and it's a really enjoyable experience. So we should play more.
Okay.
Okay, another shooter. I've picked up Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original.
Why?
The remake or?
Yeah, the remaster. I've been playing that with Collie Wally.
Okay. Oh yeah, Colin regretted that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well, why did he buy it then?
He didn't like. He hasn't paid for it. He hasn't played it since.
Because he's always out. He's always off fucking camping. Like every weekend, I'm camping.
He's got to get the skills in when North Korea invade or blow us in the missile over, because they're going nomad. Yeah. So he's basically teaching the kids how to be feral in an organised and organised and militaristic way.
Yeah, but it's still the same old Call of Duty. So yeah, it's enjoyable. I'm actually looking forward to the new World War II one, because apparently people who've been playing the beta have been saying some good things about it. So.
Would you get this on the Xbox, Webby?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Call of Duties are definitely designed for consoles, mate.
Yeah, console shooters.
100%.
I will never play another Call of Duty again. It's full of cunts.
Oh, you won't play the World War II one with me and Headcase and Colin
can't be asked.
Dan's grown up. Yeah,
the new one does look good, but
they
never port well to PC, so I just might wait for reviews for it. I mean, Call of Duty started on the PC, so why they've I suppose the more player base was on the console, weren't it? People went crazy for that game when it came out on console. It was the only shooter, really, wasn't it? It was the main one.
Yeah, back in the day, that was kind of like the most played Xbox 360 game, apart from Halo.
Yeah, nothing come close to it.
What's really weird though is playing COD 4 Remaster, the multiplayer. It's kind of like taking me back to when I first started the podcast, because that was the game that started the show, really. And it's like brings back memories, man. And you kind of remember all those little niche points in the maps and stuff like that. It's like, wow, man, that's so cool. But they've done a really, really good job of remastering the graphics. They really, really have.
Is it as good as you remember it, or?
Yeah, it's still really fun, but fuck me, you die easy. Yeah, and you forget about random grenades all the fucking time. Oh, got killed by another random grenade or a noob tube, bastards.
Oh, not on YouTube. That
Yeah.
was a nightmare.
Yeah, but yeah, it's still fun. It's still fun. I mean, but I like to play hardcore search and destroy, which is pretty much just like playing Rainbow Six, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really cool. What else have I been playing? I'm still playing some Persona 5 as well. Since I last spoke, I've done another dungeon. I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but I'm still really enjoying this game. I've seen people have spent 160 hours to complete this game.
Jeez.
I'm probably about a year or so off from finishing this game, I think.
Especially once the baby comes, make that 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, so I'm going to very quickly just rip through these other games. There's only a couple more. I've been playing The Division on PC as well, Wes, so we need to get on that together as well. They're actually releasing some new content for The Division for free on all systems, and it actually adds new parts to the city of New York.
Ah,
yes.
Nice.
So I want
I've actually got the DLC for that, but I've not touched any of the DLC whatsoever.
No, so I need to rank up my guy on the PC. So I was playing with some randoms yesterday, and you know, it was quite fun. So I need I'm like level 20 or something. I'm not very high because I've not played it a lot. I was just joining randoms and doing that same mission over and over again, like that first mission. It got a bit boring after a while.
Fun game for co-op, definitely.
Yeah.
Story mode in that fun game for co-op.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've not completed the story missions yet?
Not on the PC version, no. So we need to get on it. Yeah. Okay. So moving on, I've been playing a tiny bit of Guild Wars with Leonardo. So hello to you. Still really, really fun. It's free to play. So anyone got PC, check that out. And some Battlegrounds, which I talked about earlier. But lastly, I've been playing Life is Strange.
What, the new one?
The new one.
Before the Storm.
Before the Storm. Played the first episode because obviously that's the only one that's out at the moment, and really, really good. Really, really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's really hard to talk about these games because they are still story driven, isn't it?
Yep.
But you play as Chloe in this, not Max in this episode, so that's not really a spoiler. And it's basically it's how her and in the original Life is Strange, it's all about that girl that goes missing and then she's found dead or whatever. Yeah.
Spoilers.
So in this game, it's obviously about Chloe and that girl that died. Sarah, is it? I think that's her name.
Probably.
Yeah, anyway, so that's how they became friends and all that sort of stuff. So I'm guessing at the end of the third season, she kind of goes missing and dies or something. But yeah, it's really, really good. Really, really enjoyable. I think it's like 15 quid for the whole season. So
okay, that's not too bad.
Pretty good. Yeah. Is it Rachel? Oh, it's Rachel Amber. That's the girl's name.
Leon.
Hi, Leon. Everyone says hi. Yeah, so it's Rachel Amber and how she, and how her and Chloe are friends and become lesbians and all that sort of bullshit. So there we go.
As elegant as ever.
Yeah. So that is all I've played. If anyone's listening on YouTube, which there is, put some questions on there. I'm going to do the questions from Facebook in a second. I just need to find them. Just give me 2 secs. Right, so Elliot Hanton. Hi, Elliot, with the crap internet. I'm sad that Uncharted is over, but I'm very excited for Naughty Dog to move on to Last of Us 2. Who else feels this way?
Nah.
Nah. Have we all stopped caring now?
It's just another game coming out, isn't it?
Same old.
Same old shit, different day.
Yeah, just learn someone, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay, next is from Andrew Wigan Gill. Anyone been playing Path of Exile on Xbox? I'm loving it. Great game, and it's properly free to play too. Thumbs up.
Very, very, very old game on PC.
Yep, so I've been playing Path of Exile. I've actually played Path of Exile on PC, and it's a really, really good game, and I'm really, really glad to see that it's come to consoles now. It's like Diablo. but it's free.
Okay.
And it's a full-on game. It's like, I'm actually surprised that this is a free-to-play game because it's got so much content.
So, what do you actually pay for then?
I don't know. What do you pay for, Wes?
I've not really played it much. I don't think there's a lot. It's one of the free-to-play games on the platform they use out here. So quite a few kids play it in my cafe as well. But I think there's 2 games that sound quite the same as well. There's Path of Exile and there's another one. So I don't want to get confused with that. But I'm not too sure. There's got to be some sort of transaction.
There must be, yeah, but it's not pay to win or anything, is it? It must just be like in-game gold or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing it. I mean, I've only played it for a few hours, and the few hours that I've played on PC, there wasn't anything saying, "Oh, buy this or buy that." It was just playing the game.
It's always useful to know what you're actually splashing out on, because if you get stuck into something and also there's a curveball, I'll give us 30 quid for this, and you're like, hold on a tick. I would like to know before going in what the setup is.
Yeah.
It's actually not that old on the PC. I thought it was older than this. It's only 4 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was quite old. I thought it was older than this.
It's a good game. It is a really, really good game. It's one of the highest paid games on Steam, I think, still as well. So I think it's in the top 10 or something.
Wasn't there another sort of free-to-play game like this that come out on the Xbox, like kind of Diablo game? I can't remember the name of it. Neverwinter? Was it Neverwinter?
Oh, no, well, that's an MMO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was an MMO.
Oh, I don't know if you can really class as an MMO. I don't know. I don't know really enough about it because I've only played it for a few hours. So, Should we go into the next question?
Yo.
Tom Harding says, "Do we think Destiny 2 is going to fix the mistakes of the first and be worth a purchase, or more of the same rinse and repeat crime fest of the first?"
It'll make a lot of money.
Yeah, it'll improve a bit, I think, but it's still there's gonna be a lot of content behind like having to pay for more DLC and whatnot. I don't think you're gonna get a lot for your initial bit of money. It's Activision at the end of the day, and it's what they do, right?
This is what I'm concerned about with the game, because obviously the first game I didn't really enjoy too much because it was literally, you had no story. Like, I remember playing one of the DLCs and me and Sly completed the story in under an hour, and I was like, is that it? And that was 30 quid. He was like, yeah, but you do the strike over and over again. I was like, well, this is fucking shit. What the fuck's the point in that? So if Destiny 2's the same, then it's going to be a waste of money. And PC gamers in particular will not put up with that because they're so used to having so much content with their MMOs
for
and even
free.
normal games.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I am interested to see how it does. I want to wait to see some reviews before I think about buying it, to be honest.
They're gonna have to be quick with the release with the raids. That's what keep coming back every week is the raids. So they need to make sure they can chuck a few of them out within the first few months, keep people interested.
Yeah.
Because I can't see the story being long at all.
Well, they've said that they've put in loads of story, but I don't believe them.
Yeah, they said there's so much story in there you're going to get bored of hearing it, but I think it's more of finding stuff that gives you backstory rather than the campaign being long. I'm not too sure though.
I'm interested.
But it's all about the end game, that game. So for me, it's all about how much end game content there is, how many strikes there is to do, and how many raids there is on initial release. Fingers crossed.
Well, I think when this comes out, our Division gameplay won't be happening, Wes.
No, so we need to jump on this.
Yeah.
I've actually put it on download now. So.
Good. What were we saying, Dan? Sorry.
No, it's I said I lost my train of thought. I mean, I think Destiny 2 will be fine. I haven't got an order down for it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put any time into it at all, but I know a lot of people should be getting on Xbox. So wait and see.
It's tough to say because, like, I've seen loads of people saying they're getting it on PlayStation. I've seen loads of people saying they're getting it on Xbox. I've seen loads of people saying they're getting it on PC. So it's like, well,
I'm going to wait. And if I get a deal for it, I might pull the trigger and say, okay. But yeah, day one, I'm not going to get burnt this time by it like that.
Good man. Okay, Paul Johnson says, with the future release of the Xbox One X and the released PS Pro, do you think game designers are going to get lazy or complacent as they won't need to try and squeeze every last bit of power out of a system when programming?
I'd say what's more worrying for me, not worrying, but apparent,
Yep.
is the amount of content that isn't coming to Xbox One straight away, Xbox One X straight away, and a lot of stuff that has been basically going to be patched. So the expectations that you go back and visit old games. Speaking to some experience, games are not like albums or films, whatever. You literally, if you've got story-driven content, so for example, Tomb Raider, you're likely to go back and play again, and that's fair enough. You've got all that there, but a lot of gamers who will be getting the Xbox One X have all played those games.
Yeah, you know, the people that are picking up the Scorpio are the hardcore gamers that have played everything, which is why, you know, I'm intrigued by how good Forza 7's going to look. I don't think I'm going to pick it up, though, just because I got bored of Forza 6.
Everyone's saying how good Forza 7's going to look, but no one's saying how it's going to play.
It's just going to be drive around a track.
I know.
Yeah, Forza 6 was boring.
It was boring, and I got burnt with Forza 6 because I bought the Ultimate Uber Edition and played it for about 10 minutes. So I won't be doing that again. I won't be buying any more simulation racing games anymore because I just find them so dull. I won't be getting Project Cars. I just find all those track races just boring as fuck now. I'd rather get a Need for Speed or something that's a bit wacky.
Good with VR.
Crazy. Yeah, but I am looking forward to replaying Final Fantasy 15 again on the Xbox One X because.
So you'll be doing that, okay?
I am going to be replaying Final Fantasy 15 for the main reason because I've been waiting for the DLC to come out. So they brought out two DLCs already, which I've not played, and there's a third one that's coming out soon. And then those DLCs slot into the main game, and you play as different characters. So I'm wanting to replay it.
Okay, got ya.
So I can do those extra bits as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a new game plus as well, so all my levels carry over and all that bullshit.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a smart way of doing it.
Didn't they make changes to that game where it's open world now?
Yeah, they've changed loads. You can drive the car off the road now. I mean, I've got the flying car. It's actually coming to PC next year as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I want to wait until the DLC's out, and I want to play it on the Xbox One X as well, just for the extra oomph, shall we say.
Yeah, fair dues.
Yeah, but I don't think I'll be playing any of the other old games. I might just give like Halo a go and some other games just to see how they run. But I don't think I'm really going to notice a huge difference since I don't have a 4K TV. But yeah, I think they'll look pretty cool. Sweet. But anyway, on to the question. I don't know if game designers are going to get lazy. My concern is for people that don't have an Xbox One X, is if games are made for the power of the new console, then the people that don't have the more powerful console are going to get a really shit experience with regards to like frame rates being really bad, really poor load times, just a general stuff like that. If you have like a low-powered PC, you get the shit experience sort of thing.
I mean, that will only happen when some install base for Xbox One X takes off.
Yeah, because we've not really seen that with the Pro, have we, on the PlayStation side?
That Last Guardian game, is it called Last Guardian?
Yeah.
That I see that on YouTube, and that was right. Basically, it didn't drop frames on the PS Pro, but on the normal PS4, it did. It like shit, but on the PS Pro, it ran properly.
Weird.
Kind of thing me off because so that kind of like pointed to me that they have been doing that, making for that, but maybe it was just that one game.
Maybe. It's also how other games are optimized as well, I think. You know,
it can't be hard. For one version, you put it on medium, the other version, you put it on high.
Yeah.
It's got to be as simple as that. Just stock settings for the Xbox, medium stock settings for the X1X.
The thing is, though, if you have the Xbox One X as well, and you download a game on there, then it has to do the 4K update or whatever, and you're adding an extra like 20 odd gig onto your games if you got an X as well, aren't you? And you can't choose whether to have that or not. It's just there.
Oh wow! So the hard drive space is going to be killed again.
Yeah, I mean it comes with a 1 terabyte drive, but that's going to get filled super quick.
Yeah, Xbox games are pretty big anyway. I mean,
yeah, they are. I mean, I think like Battlefield is like 80 gig on my Xbox. Ridiculous.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but I think Gears of War 4
I've got it on Windows 10. It was like 100 and something gig, and I was like, I'm not installing that.
Well, the funny
no
thing
way.
is, like, one of the biggest games I have on my PC is Rainbow Six. Because you have the optional you get the optional texture pack, and it pushes the game up to like 75 gig.
Yeah, it does.
That's fucking nuts.
You only really need that if you've got 4K screen, though. Apparently, it makes difference.
Oh, it looks well good, mate. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll go to the last question from Paul Clark. He says, "Now winter is coming. Do you think people will get back indoors and play some frigging games?"
Maybe.
You know, the usual crowd haven't been online recently, but Discord has been a saviour for organising gamer nights with people. So yeah, that's been really, really good. So we've been doing a lot of organising of games on Discord on all the platforms, which has been really, really cool. So
yeah, it's good to see actually, even on the Switch, people jumping in there using that for talking and that. So it's not just all PC based.
I've been using it to talk with Colin on Overwatch.
Politics.
Politics, yeah, we need to get that back. Get that back.
Probably see posted politics, Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really cool because people have been playing Mario Kart and talking on Discord. I mean, we've been doing a lot of PC gaming and talking on Discord. You can use it for anything, you know, it's just a great way because it's an instant chat room thing and you can have it on your phone as well. It's just a really good way for people to keep in touch and to organise games, so...
Chat stays, doesn't it? So obviously, if you log in later, you can read what people have been talking about.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I like that. Catch up on stuff.
So yeah, I'll add the Discord address to the show notes on this podcast. If you can't be asked to read that, just hit me up on Twitter and I'll send it to you, or on Facebook or whatever. You've got no excuse, people. Join the Discord.
We need to get affiliated, and we can get better chat servers on there, so it's not.
Yeah, because I know Sly has some issues with the voice chat on Discord because his internet's so shit, but then we go on TeamSpeak and it's fine.
Yeah, he's still having problems with that now, though, I think, and that TeamSpeak's based in Singapore, so he should be okay, but I think his internet's dead. Do some overtime at work, Sly, and get your own internet, mate.
He can't. It's just where he lives, you know. It's just where he lives. Yeah, sucks. Move house.
Big country.
Or just get a big data 4G plan on your phone and just use the 4G on your phone.
Yeah, just do that, mate. That is all the questions. And I think we're going to end it here because we've been going for, what, 2 hours?
2 hours, bloody hell.
Wow, yeah, but Switch took up the first hour, all on his own.
He said, "Get a bit quick because I've got to go."
Yeah, and then he's there for an hour talking about random Japanese games that no one really cares about. Cheers, Switch. We love you, really. So yeah, that's the end of the show. Thank you for coming on, guys. It's been awesome, and we will now endeavour to be back most weeks, especially now we're going into winter. More games will be coming out. So, and I have also picked up Absolver, which I'm going to play at some point.
Yeah. Did you buy that, Webby, or did you pick it up?
I acquired it, and yes, I did pick up another game called. I picked up another game as well today called Observer. Don't know if you've heard of this.
Yeah, there's actually a VR mod for that.
Yeah, so Observer is like a detective game in first person, which the graphics are really, really cool. It's kind of futuristic, a bit like Blade Runner style. I'm looking forward to playing that this week as well. So I'll have plenty to talk about next week.
Might grab it and play it in VR, and we can compare.
Sweet.
Anyway, it was online, so I don't know if you're about to play that.
No, well, yeah, because it's online. I don't think it doesn't really look that good though, to be honest. But...
It's being compared to Dark Souls sort of
okay.
combat. Yeah.
Cool. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, we're going to end the show. So thank you very much for coming on. So for me, Mark Webb, Gamer Tag, Piss and RD, Webby317.
Peace out from me, Wes, aka Hench.
See you later, Cinema Dan.
Thank you very much. Don't forget to visit the website mojo-interactive.net. Follow us on Twitter at mojo_int. And you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Mojo Interactive. That's all one word. And join the conversation. You can also find us on Discord, but the invite I can't say because it's a load of random numbers and letters, but it will be in the show notes of the podcast. So thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, man.
Well, I need to go and play some games.
Oh, good God. It's 10 o'clock.
4 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah, you need to go to bed, Wes.
But
Yeah.
let's get that done.
Cool, guys. Well, cheers for coming on.
No worries.
Join me up tomorrow. A bit of